Hey guys, it's Jasmine. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make my grandmother's famous macaroni and cheese. It is amazing. Let's get started. Okay guys, of course we have to first start off by boiling our pasta. I purchased the Barilla elbow pasta. Just follow instructions on the box for how long to cook it and how much water is needed. Okay, so once the pasta is finished boiling, of course we want to pour out the water. However, we don't need to pour all of it out. I saved about 2 cups of the water, and we're going to use that in with the macaroni and cheese. I placed about 2 tablespoons of butter in here and sliced it up and placed it in several different areas and enfolding that in the pasta. Now I'm adding the extra sharp cheddar cheese. You can use Kraft, however this time I'm using the Walmart brand. It was a little cheaper, but it still tastes great. And I used a 2-pound block of the extra sharp cheddar cheese. That is important. You need the block of extra sharp cheddar cheese, and you need a bag of the shredded extra sharp cheddar cheese. Okay, I took it off the eye because the eye was still too hot for what we're trying to do, and we're not trying to burn our pasta at the bottom of the pan. So take it off the eye until the eye cools down. You want to put your eye on low now after you've boiled your pasta, and continue to add your cheese. I used the whole block of 2 pounds of extra sharp cheddar cheese in with this macaroni. So slice it up and fold it in with the pasta. And you don't want to slice it too thin, because with this macaroni and cheese you kind of want to have a couple of clumps of melted cheese when you take a bite.
So the cheese what makes it real good.
So you heard Grandma, the cheese is what makes it real good. As you can see, she had to step in and make sure I was doing it correctly and making sure that cheese was getting melted and getting spread throughout the pasta. I did add some of the water from the pasta in with this, and I'm adding more cheese now. And we just need to keep an eye on it. You don't want to walk away from this because it will burn on you. And as you can see, I still haven't placed it back on the eye yet. Because it is still hot. So I'm adding some more water here to try and help get it melted, to get the cheese melted. And I'm going to place it back on the eye. And if you can see that cheese is trying to melt, and that's what we want. It may seem like it'll take a while, but it happens pretty quickly. And you just have to really keep an eye on it because you don't want this to burn. As you can see, Grandma's back, checking to see, and adding some more water here. We're trying to get it creamy and get that cheese melted. And she's doing a taste test here to see what it's tasting like.
That's good.
Hey, that's what we want to hear. we're on the right track, almost ready. As you can see, she just put some more water in there. We're trying to get it creamy, trying to get that cheese melted. Grandma just asked if we put butter in it. We did when we first poured the water out. We folded our butter in, and now I asked her what this part of the process is. She said she was just doing something. Whatever she was doing helps. And you can kind of see she's really going around the edges of the pan, making sure it's not sticking around the edges, making sure it's kind of flat in the pan there. So I had a little bit of the block cheese left, so I'm going to put that on top. That's what Grandma's directed me to do, putting that on top. And then I'm going to put some of the shredded cheese on top. Now, if this were an oven-safe pan, we would just put this directly in the oven, because we want to get our cheese to get melted right on top with a nice little brown coating to it, golden brown coating. But this is not oven safe, so I just put the cheese in there, let her play with it some more, pat it down. And you see she's trying to make sure it's creamy, make sure it's not sticking in there, because we do not want it to stick to the sides or stick to the bottom and start burning. So as you can see, she's moving it away from the sides, checking, making sure. Okay, she just gave me the final instructions. Put some of that in a oven-safe pan, put some more cheese on top of it, broil it, do not let it get hard. And she said that she thinks it'll be fine. She did the final test there.
Good to me. Good.
Thank you. It's good. Here we go. We're going to the oven. So I put it in the baking pan here. I'm spreading it out, making sure it's not just all in the middle. So now I'm adding the extra sharp shredded cheese on top. I want to do a nice layer on top, and then we're going to put that in the oven on broil. I'm going row by row here, making sure we have a nice even layer. This is our final step, the most important part in my book. That golden crust on the top. Oh, it is delicious. Every single time. It is delicious. So I'm making sure that every little spot there on the top of the macaroni and cheese has a little extra shredded cheddar cheese on the top. And we're gonna put it in the oven. I'm checking it. I want to leave it in a little bit longer to get a little more golden brown, but you don't want to leave it in too long because it will dry out, and you do not want that. Look at this. That is beautiful. Delicious. Like, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. The food was delicious. Here's our finished product.